Hi guys, it's Marc Zicree, Mr. Sci-Fi, also known as Marc Zicree of Space Command. It's been a couple days since I've checked in because we're ramping up to shoot the rest of our movie on Monday. We're shooting for a couple of weeks. We're shooting the entire rest of the movie. Last Thursday we shot one day with Doug Jones and Mira Furlan and Yelena Mirja, who plays Mira's daughter. It was wonderful. So we got probably about almost an hour of the movie shot already, and it's looking great. And we're ramping up to shoot the second film. So I actually was rewriting the second film because our investors who invest in the first film want to invest in the second. So I finished majority of the script, the rewrite on the second one, and one of our investors just read it and loved it, and he wants to step up. So we'll see how it all goes. But we're basically in pre-production on the second film while we're shooting the first and ramping up to finish the first one. But meanwhile, it's been an amazing few days. I sat down with my DP and we watched a lot of science fiction movies with the sound off, which is how I studied directing and cinematography, because I wanted to show them what I liked in terms of how we're going to be shooting Space Command. So one thing I was really interested in was how they shoot Star Trek, because there's the flight deck of our ship, and there's only several different ways you can shoot that kind of setup with, captain, pilot, co-pilot, all that. And Space Patrol, the original show from the 50s, they just had the pilot and co-pilot, and Commander Buzz Corey would sit at the pilot's, seat, and Cadet Happy would sit in the co-pilot seat, and that was basically it. And you might have a guest star behind them. But, of course, Star Trek made it a triangle where you'd have the captain, the pilot, the co-pilot, etc., or navigator. And so we sat down, we watched the first Star Trek pilot, which Robert Butler, whom I know, directed. He did a terrific job, and he was the first one to ever direct Star Trek. So studying how he did it was very instructive. Then we looked at Robert Wise for Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and it was very old school and very little moving camera. Everything was just kind of plant the camera, pointed at the actors. The monitors on the bridge were motion picture rear screen projection, so he couldn't move the camera because the light would drop off on those monitors. And then Nicholas Meyer, we watched that very dynamic style, and he changed those out as video monitors, lowered the lighting on the bridge. And then, of course, JJ. I watched JJ because he's got a very dynamic style. And I know people have very mixed feelings about JJ's Star Trek movies. But again, I'm just looking at how people solve the same problem in different ways. And then, of course, Blade Runner, Aliens, we took a look at those. And just a bunch of movies to just, it's very instructive. And so I'm laying out, scene by scene, exactly what I want to do. And science fiction is just so much fun. With like Marsport, it's, what's Marsport look like? What's the asteroid belt mining colony look like? And we're building spaceship corridors and all of that. And, it's really great fun. And we're having casting today, so we're casting some more of the roles, and we're casting some of the synthetics, these artificial humans, and we're casting, our hero's mother, who's a character from Sri Lanka. Why do I give myself a problem? Write a character who's from Sri Lanka, and so it's just very cool. So I'll be checking in over the next few days as I can, but I just wanted you to be part of this dialogue and part of this adventure. You can go and so comment about science fiction movies, science fiction TV here, spread the word, comment, subscribe. You can check out more about Space Command at spacecommandmovie.com or my Facebook page or the Space Command Movie Facebook page. But again, it's very fun to be living the dream and living in the science fiction universe, and exploring issues that are near and dear to my heart. Life and death issues, love, compromise, standing up for a moral point, spirituality. These are all things I'm exploring in this work. So, and it's great to be directing and producing with Elaine. She's a terrific partner, and we're writing together as well on this stuff. So that's it for now. So Marc Zicree, Mr. Sci-Fi, Marc Zicree of Space Command. Talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.